Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's the third episode of the podcast, and we'll just be picking up from where we left off. So, we got our background tunes going over here by Mr. Johnny Dorado Sr., and we'll just be rolling it on to the next thing that's going on in the life of Johnny Dorado. Yeah, so anyway, here we go. Let's start the show. Very good.
All right.
That's great.
Everybody. Hi, everybody.
Love those little intros.
All right.
Keeping it going.
All right. Keeping the music alive.
To do a little jam one of these times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to
right.
set it up to make it happen.
That's correct.
Yeah, we'll do a little cut and cut out.
Yeah, can't hardly wait. Yeah, we're going to have probably some special guests popping in every now and then, and then we can go ahead and get the show bigger. But right now we're just like basically what in our formative years. So it's like, we want to go ahead and keep everybody entertained while everything's shut down still and you can't do shit. So
Yeah, that's right. Might as well listen to another podcast.
That's right.
A good one.
A little bit of fun.
Yeah, a little bit of history over here.
Well, yeah. Before we start, I don't mind throwing in a plug here, but I was talking to some of the musician people out there this last week. I had an opportunity to go over to Art Martel's house, Straight Up Blues production leader, and Alex Woodson, Little A, and Richard Hernandez, and we were all just brainstorming over there at a little gathering we had out over at Art's place. Mm-hmm. And I believe I'm going to try to push everybody to go ahead and maybe have a show at the drive-in theaters. Now, inside my mind, that way you have still that distance that you're supposed to have. You could have the high quality because you tune it into your own vehicle.
Sure.
And I'm just going to go ahead and see what the possibilities of us putting on a show out there at some of these places that are abandoned.
Right, I know. I was just going to say, where are those?
There's not very many, but still it'd be a good way to start. So what's happening out there inside the real music world is our club people are having a hard time, getting enough people.
Sure.
And then the other part of this equation is when you go over there and you start opening these clubs again, the restrictions are so big that you'd have to charge quite a bit to go ahead and pay for the band. Now, you might make money on the drinks and maybe some food, but what about your entertainment? Our guys got hit real bad with this kind of stuff. So really, if we could think creatively, think up some way to go ahead and come out there and go ahead and support live music. Mm-hmm. If you have any suggestions, get a hold of Johnny here and go ahead and just send it out there, because I'll send the word out and we'll see what we could do. The West Coast is real dry and everybody... Little A hasn't worked in 4 months. I'm sorry, that's bad. Now multiply Little A times everybody that we've helped out in the music world.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We're part of Delta Groove Records. We're helping out there. Art's our leader out there inside that arena. Mm-hmm. But these different shows that we helped out with, Delta Groove, the biggest blues label on the West Coast, no one's working.
Right.
I got a problem with that. It's just... So anyways, any kind of brainstorming that you might come up with, get a hold of Johnny, and then we'll see if we can go ahead and work something out, because something has to be done, and it has to be done quickly.
Yeah, no.
Everything's getting lifted a bit, but still the rules are so, they have to go by these guidelines. Mm-hmm. Now, picture a club of 75 people, all of a sudden you got 30.
Exactly.
And boom, oh my God, and maybe you even have less. What are you going to pay your band?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it suffers
and
there.
then who's got the spare money? So it's a pretty tough situation to be in right now. But after everything's mellowed out, I'm sure we'll have plenty of places to play, and really not enough bands. So really, if you're just starting up, keep it up, keep playing. I'm sure there's going to be a big opening for live music all over everywhere, because this other kind of stuff being locked down and everything else holding back. You know, the entertainment world is just, it's beyond my whole, my scope of existence, really.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
I'm surprised that I've contained myself so well, really. But it's reaching that point. You got to do something. World, hear me.
I'm glad you brought that up too,
Right.
because that's how, you know, not only this, but whatever other, you know, entertainment industry is at right now. Your people that open are 50% capacity, maybe.
Right.
Not
Wow.
bringing in what they need even to run the place.
That's right.
So yeah, it is time to get creative.
That's right. Creative is exactly where it's at. Now, we had, the other day, I was fortunate to go ahead and get on Netflix, and I was watching YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. And got a chance to see our friends out there, BB and the Blue Shacks, performing out in Germany. Now, they mentioned that they were very saddened that they couldn't come out here and perform for us this year. And they're going to try to come back out here in October. But really, by the way, even Disneyland's working, I don't believe that we'd be able to go ahead and support that kind of endeavor. So it's things are looking pretty sad that way. And where they were actually performing in an area. And we were down there. They took us to a special place down in the basement of this big building there. And each of them were at least 6 or 8 feet away from each other when they were performing.
Right.
Now, the expression on everybody's face, you can't get that feel of intimacy when you're singing a certain song. So it's just like, you know, something's got to be done to go ahead and get rid of this virus thing too. You know, I applaud all the people, the first liners and the doctors and everybody else that's working extremely difficult to take care of the problem, but we really need it taken care of ASAP. Yeah. But anyways, then our shows are all shut down. And that was my first thought, was doing it in a show. But then, I don't know what you'd have to get this big insurance policy and everything else. There's plenty of things that are involved when you're doing entertainment that people don't think about. But other people that collect money from the entertainment industry, they always thinking about it. So if you can send any good suggestions, send them our way. Then remember, Art is out there selling some real good vinyl. So vinyl would probably be not too bad idea to get yourself, get that old stereo fixed up, stick in some vinyl.
That's right.
Maybe have a little household gathering, donations, and send it out there to the musicians that need the money. But anyways, that's my soapbox for today.
All right.
I'm
gonna hit up Art too. I need to.
That's right.
Need to enhance my record collection over here.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got a goodie. He's going out there hustling up quite a bit, doing very well. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, now.
All right.
But then on that note of records and everything else, and it comes to mind too, back in my day, now you got to remember musically, I stepped way out of the area here, but we did have high school dances. And at these high school dances, we had our local bands that play, you know, so they're, you know, just beginning players, that kind of thing. And then we'd have some real good records that we'd all dance to. That was the way that we were indoctrinated to go ahead and enjoy music, same as our parents, same way as everybody else back in the day. But records were a good way to go, and then those live performances came to mind one time. I remember I was asked to play with, I think his name was Kurt Mayer. But anyways, it was with.
Who were they with?
No, we played the Strip. But in order for me to join his band and play on the Strip, I had to dress like a Beatle. I'm a Rolling Stones guy, really.
Don't forget that.
So I told him, I'm sorry, I can't go out and play with you guys.
Oh, man.
He wanted me to put the suit on and cut my hair like that. and go to school like that? Are you kidding me?
That's too funny.
Yeah, but anyways, that dawned on me back there in that high school.
Well, that was it, right? You
Right.
were either Rolling Stones or you were the Beatles.
You're Stoner or Beatles. That's right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the surf music, because I went to school, a lot of surfers, so we had plenty of surf music back then. But it was either Stones or Beatles, and then we even had the folk singers, that kind of thing, for the guys who were a couple of years older than us. But but my own thing was just they wanted me to go play Beatles style music, and I was going, oh. Yeah. My Gibson couldn't do that.
You're talking about Sunset Strip too, right?
That's right. This is on Sunset.
Yeah, that's on Sunset.
The heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Silly me.
I know, yeah.
Silly me.
That's right.
I should have done it, but oh well.
Wow.
Principles.
I think that's what you get when you're not only a musician but a music lover. You fall into your genres and what you really like and hone into.
Yeah.
Same way over here.
Well, you can do that, but then later on, you really got to follow the school. If you want to become a studio musician, you got to be able to pull everything out. So
exactly.
yeah. But anyways, so back to I think at the high school is where we actually started dancing and then got the band school and that kind of thing. That way they can go out there and perform live, and everybody would enjoy their music or whatever they're trying to go ahead and do.
Right.
And then our records, of course, were backups. And then aside from that, then we had the people wanted to go ahead and get together at houses. So we had plenty of house parties back then. So really, our records came in really handy for house parties. And at school, we learned our dance moves. At the house parties, we were really learning how to get together with the girls. The girls would actually teach us. Because I remember, Jackie, I can't remember her last name right now, but anyways, over at Ted Carter's house, plug Ted. But anyways, he'd always have these dances at his place, and then the girls would always say, "Oh, here's how you do it. Oh, here, yeah. Oh, okay." And then I found out the other day we had a high school reunion class. Me and the wife were out there, and we're part of the high school reunion committee. Then I remember I was talking to Joe Granera, and Joe says, "Hey, John, I danced with Jackie too. She taught me how to dance too." So I guess Jackie, she must have taught everybody around how to go ahead and dance. So, a slow dance, that is.
Oh, no. Crazy.
But anyways, back then it was like our, that's what you did in those formative years there, is do that. Then later on, of course, when we got older, then we took off to the wild action stuff, the live stuff. But then, I failed to mention our beginnings over there. So, high school's not such a bad place,
Yeah. That's where you start.
That's right, yeah. Then another good thing about that kind of thing is that, everybody's got still different styles. So like I was saying over there, we had the surf style music. The surfers would have a different house they'd go to dance, and then you'd have the soul people, so they'd have a mixture of soul and that kind of thing. So we had a real good, a variety of different styles of music. And
that's
so
good.
It turned out real good, those little house gatherings. So that's another thought too. If your place is big enough, it's not bad to have that little hire a small band. Go ahead and just have a little small gathering, 20, 25 people. Everybody enjoys that. Have them bring their own. That way you don't get in trouble. And donations only will work. So,
that's good.
Hire somebody that you want to hear.
That's right.
Little parties are special.
Great idea.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, little sticks.
Yes.
It works.
My buddy George.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it'll work.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just make sure they have small amplifiers.
Yeah.
Now, when Johnny was playing, him and his groups over here, they'd come over and play, and as they got a little bit more involved, then naturally amplifiers kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And finally the police said, well, if I get one more complaint, I'm going to take all that equipment. So don't let it reach that keep with that 20 watt or 15 watt or 40 max.
You can't do it, no. Once you step up to something that's, real, you start playing off the little stuff.
No, headphones, son.
No,
headphones. Do the headphone thing. There you go.
Never the same. To blow my ears out.
That's true. But anyways, you won't get the neighbors calling the police.
True.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on down the street, when we were doing the Hollywood run, we'd be down there and we'd do the clubs on Hollywood. But I think when we were down there, I failed to mention that one particular time. Well, back in our day, we used to protest everything back in our day. So you have these protests now that are extremely big, and the timing is really bad because everybody's home, they're locked down, they don't have anything to do. They'll excuse these people for going out and protest.
Right.
It's a right, American right.
Yeah.
But anyways, we used to protest, and we'd have gatherings all the time, and we'd hear. In our case, we did music places sometimes. But anyways, this particular protest I'm thinking of is the closing down of Pandora's box over on Sunset in Hollywood. Now, that particular time there, they were going to knock down the place and just make it a part of the street. Mm-hmm. And we'd go down and protest. We'd get together and raise a little...
Yeah, what was Pandora's box?
Oh, it was a little club, and it was a very, very small club. Mm-hmm. And only a few people go inside there. But it was, back then, like I said, back in that day, we protest for just about anything. We loved to protest, period. So,
nothing iconic about it? Was it a popular place?
No, it was a popular place, and it was on the Sunset Strip. So really, we tried to protect the Sunset Strip no matter what.
Right.
So that was our theme.
Mm-hmm.
And then the word got out that they needed some more protesters. So we were in Whittier, and so then we went down to Hollywood to go help the protest. And it was across the street from Coconut Teasers, if you remember that.
I played there.
It's still there. Yeah. Little son had the pleasure of playing there. Yeah. Coconut Teasers. It's still there. Yeah. Or it might have closed by now.
It closed.
Most of these clubs now, especially now, Viper Room, everything's closed down now. Mm-hmm. But it's right across the street from Coconut Teasers, where the street meets.
That's that weird angle, right?
It's weird. It comes up the street like that. I can't remember the name of the street going up. Mm-hmm. But right there was a club. And everybody that was another spot everybody used to go play. And, me, Dick, Jerry, Paul Johnson, Jim Saavedra. Yeah, all of us were down there, our group. We're out there protesting. We were going to set up for protesting, really. Mm-hmm. And so we were down there. We went inside the club. Then who was right next to me? Sonny and Cher. They were right next to me. And so I always tell everybody, once upon a time, me and Sonny and Cher almost got arrested together. Mm-hmm. But Sonny was maybe about 10, 15 years older maybe than Cher. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But anyways, he was older than Cher. So when we were leaving the club to go out there and join the protest, then Sonny looked over at Cher, and then I was looking at Cher myself. I think she was about 19 or something, 18, she was just right on the money for me. So, all right, and she looks like a Native American. Oh, yeah, my kind of woman. But anyways, so, Sonny would go over there. He took a look at what was going on, and then he told Cher, come on, let's go. So he took off to the left. Uh-huh. So him and Cher took off. Then I see Paul, my buddy, sitting in the middle of the street And so I was going, oh man, the police are coming, Paul.
Right.
Let's get out of here. So went over there to go pick him up and say, hey, Paul, let's go.
Right.
And then by then, in the meantime, during this riot, or not a riot, but a protest. Well, they called it a riot. And then they made a movie called Riot on Sunset Strip.
Mm-hmm.
And what they'd do, so that way they didn't have to do release forms, they'd pan all the people. So that way the camera would shoot real quick so you couldn't identify the crowd, the people in the crowd, so you didn't need a release form. So anyways, they were panning us all the time. So I went out there to go grab Paul to go ahead and go. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, oh no, here come the police. So they come over there with their shields and everything and then move us out. And then they lined us up and put us inside the bus.
Oh, so you actually got arrested?
So, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We got arrested.
Oh,
but I was lucky I didn't get hit with a club.
Yeah,
so back in that day,
they said sticks, right?
Yeah, they didn't mess around. They got the clubs out, back in the day.
Sure.
So anyways, they pushed us inside the big old bus, and then they took us over to some police station,
mm-hmm.
but I guess they call it the glass place or the house with windows or whatever. I think it was a sheriff's station.
Like a holding cell?
The holding cell.
Yeah, there you go.
So then we were in the holding cell, and then one of our friends started wising up to the policeman. And they just they took him up in that other room, and they just, they took care of him. I mean, that's the way that used to be back in that day. Yeah, it's just...
I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Don't say anything. Then you come out of there and you got bumps all over your body, and you're,
Sure.
Yeah. You didn't wise off to the sheriff department. No
mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah.
But anyways, and the nice part of that event was they didn't book us, so they just held us inside the place. Mm-hmm. They didn't book it. There was too many of us. They didn't book us. Today, I guess they give you tickets, right?
Oh, really?
And then they give you a fine.
Yeah.
But anyways, so then after that happened, then they were nice enough to drop us off at a place to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So we were over there and said, "Oh yeah, well, hey everybody, let's go to Canner's." Oh yeah. So
after the protest.
After the protest, it was like maybe 5 in the morning or whatever.
That's too nice. That sounds real.
Yeah. So then they ended up dropping us off over by Canner's, mm-hmm. and then that's where everybody met after these protests.
Oh wow!
And then, actually, that was after their performances. So I remember running into Little Richard, everybody over there,
mm-hmm.
and they'd come in with an entourage, and then whole table would move away. Everybody let them go up and get a table right away.
Sure.
And then all of us would still wait in line till we got in the place.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of the. One of the exciting things. So I was in a movie, I was panned in a movie called Riot on Sunset Strip.
You got to pick yourself out when you go through there.
Well, I remember I was by the steakhouse there.
Oh,
yeah. I sort of seen myself, but you couldn't tell because it was going so quick.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like... But this is Hollywood,
Yeah, don't
remember, I think I said in our first gathering about, I live in a great place that has action going on. If you want to get in some kind of weird action, it's here.
Yeah.
So really, it's the perfect spot.
At least for me, I don't know if you remember, but closest thing I got to was the 1999 or 2000 DNC. That Rage Against the Machine playing, that Ozomatli playing.
Right.
And it was a big protest outside of the DNC.
Okay.
Right. So they had that big concert there, my friend and I.
Oh, yeah.
Andre, he called me up. I was at work. He's like, hey, man, you want to go see Rage for free? I was like, big time Rage fan.
Right.
Seen him over probably 10 or 12 times.
Right.
And so anyway, let's go.
Right.
We go there. They did the whole show.
Yeah.
And then after that, though, Ozomatli played. Ozomatli's just, nice, upbeat kind of music.
Right, sure.
They called it, unlawful assembly.
Oh,
and
sure.
all of a sudden, here comes the riot. Police, riot gear. Let's get the hell out of here,
That's right.
We're trying to cut down alleys with, cops there. We just want to go this way. No, you can't go that way. It's like, oh, shit,
Right.
So once you, once we saw the news after that, people got shot with the rubber bullets and all that stuff.
Right, yeah.
And they filmed that too.
Did they?
Yeah, so
See?
they filmed that, and you can see it on YouTube now. I had actually the DVD of it,
Right.
but I'm in like at least two of them. I'm in the pit, going all the way around. Yeah, it's so funny.
Chip off the old block. Apple don't fall too far from the tree, or whatever that saying is.
And it was a strange scene just because of all the protesters that were there.
That's right.
And then they're hanging on. There was a fence in between where the band was playing in that whole area and Staples Center.
Right.
So,
okay.
So it was right there, and there's people climbing up on the fence, and they were spraying them with pepper spray and stuff like that. Or tear gas. So you can smell it in the air. You can feel it too. So it's just a whole different vibe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, our protest back in that day was just you'd felt the club. The board of education, But other than
we
that,
got out of there before that.
Yeah, we didn't have all that kind of the newer techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's pretty outrageous.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyways, that was something I had to go ahead and touch base with, the Sonny and Cher experience. Mm-hmm. Then aside from that, going back on Sunset again. Was after whoever the main person was performing at the Whiskey, then they used to have these mansion parties. Mm-hmm. So then all these people would show up with the Rolls Royces and all that kind of thing, and then it'd take off over to the mansions over there in Beverly Hills. But because it'd separate me from the gang, then I wouldn't go with them. But then it was sort of good because at the same time I'd lose my ride home. So I never went to. I got invited quite a few times, but I never really made it. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but maybe like I said, it's probably a good thing.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other part of that Hollywood adventure before I switch in another area is. I had a couple friends that had some pretty hot cars, a 1965 Impala with a 409 motor. Mm-hmm. And then Doug, my other friend, worked over at Bob's Big Boys in Whittier. He had himself a brand new GTO with 3 2-barrel carburetors. Yeah, it was a smoker. Uh-huh. But back in that day, you'd challenge other people that had smoking machines too. And I remember us running up and down, I think it was La Brea. We'd be going like pretty quick. We'd be touching close to the 100 mark on that street.
Wow.
So lucky I didn't get killed over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the wide and straight areas of that
it was
street,
just wide enough for two. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Chevy would run up there to a Mustang. There you go. We got our prey. Let's
Ford
get him.
versus Chevy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then the Goat. Goat was challenged all the time, especially with Dodges. Yeah. But yeah, and then, but anyways, that was some more of that Hollywood experience. We had some pretty good wild times there inside that area. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyways, one thing I failed to mention was, now we're out of Hollywood right now. What I've decided to do now is go switch over on the other side of town. Now, back in that same time frame, in the 60s, mid-60s, all the way up to, I had to leave at 67 because my service time was coming up. Mm-hmm. But anyways, in the 60s there, you had to dress up. That was another thing, too, about the other side of town. A place called Kennedy Hall, and that was on the east side of town. So, because we lived in Whittier. Mm-hmm. Now, cruising Whittier Boulevard, you run into the racer people from our area. But you'd run into the cruiser people once you get over to Pico Rivera, and then from Pico Rivera on, it just get bigger and bigger. So it's Montebello, then finally East L.A. Mm-hmm. And that group of music over there was, at that time frame, it was the Midnighters. The Midnighters were the big ones. I mean, they were like the ultimate with Cannibal and the Headhunters, all that style of music. Mm-hmm. So it was just... a real good time when we go out that direction. But then, like I said, we really had to dress up because everybody dressed up real nice over there. Yeah, real nice. Let's see, look my little notes here. Yeah, the Kennedy, the Midnighters. We had, it was called like Chicano Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had a couple other places here that I looked up, but I had never made it over to a place called the Rainbow. I guess the Rainbow had that same style, but it was there were some districts that I didn't cover too much. Like I imagine, I don't know where that Rainbow is.
What's that Rainbow?
But anyways, it's maybe
Hollywood, right?
Glenwood or whatever. Down over in that area, they had a pretty fair scene, but. The thing is, you didn't want to go too far out of your districts. Back in that day, if you got too far out of your district and there weren't enough people like you around, then you're just asking for a problem. So, yeah, hey, where are you from, man?
Right.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's go. Yeah, he doesn't belong here. So, oh, well, that's the way it was.
Yep.
But anyways, over here at... my footnotes here, I had groups that played over there were like Cannibal and the Headhunters, the Premiers, the Romancers, Dieta, El Chicano. I mean, this place was all Latin-style influenced music. Mm-hmm. And, of course, then Richie Valens over here was like a super leader back there. He had his hit, Donna and La Bamba. So then he was the leader. But prior to that, say in the... I'd say maybe the 40s or 50s, there was a guy called Lalo Guerrero. Now, he started out with something called Tacos for Two, and that kicked off that style of individualism. So on the east side, then it was becoming acceptable to go ahead and understand fun music. Mm-hmm. So they had the love music, the Midnighters, and then they had let's take a trip down Whittier Boulevard, fun music. Mm-hmm. So it was a combination, and thanks to some of the earlier performers, they brought that around.
So that was Tacos for Two that came out with that song, or was that a song or music?
Yeah,
I haven't heard
a song.
I heard that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was. You got to look that up to go ahead and hear the words to that. Tacos for two, meaning you're going out with somebody and your budget's low and you got tacos for two, baby.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was fun, and then that kind of a style. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Midnighters trip down Whittier Boulevard, and they'd come out with arriba, arriba, yeehaw, ratata. So cool, they'd come out. There was some kind of wild stuff like that.
So was it packed in on the weekends?
It was packed all the time.
All the time?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a quick jazz note now. Across the street from there was a jazz club. I wasn't old enough to get in, of course. But they had people like Willie Bobo, Cal Jader, Pancho Sanchez, Mongo Santa Maria. I'd go back there, and then I'd go by the stage. There's a back door over there. And I put my hand on the handle of the door just so I could feel the vibrations of that excitement coming out of that room. That room was so hot that it was just unreal. And then, we had to be 21 or over, so there's, no way I could get inside a place like that. But to go back there by the side, that finally kicked me out. But so what? I got a chance to feel the excitement, because that's back in that day. If you couldn't get in, then you go out there for the handle, and then you'd feel the music waves coming at you.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I can only imagine Poncho back
rhythm.
then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then, his leader was Cal Jader. And then Cal Jader used to have a place, he used to play every Sunday up at City of Industry up in the hill there, La Puente. Mm-hmm. And, I'd go over there, but of course, again, you had to dress real good. Sure. And then you had to have some money. Mm-hmm. So I used to hang out inside the walkway and just sit there and pretend like I was just sitting there. And so I'd be able to go here and hear the music outside. Yeah.
All right. Hey, you still do that sometimes.
Well, I know. I'm not going to go in there unless it's good.
Right, yes.
Right, so
that's good.
It's got to reach my level of love,
That's right.
Yeah, it's a loving feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways, back over here to the Kennedy Hall, and let's see what I got on this little note. Beep 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 beep. It was called Chicano rock and roll, and then what they did is they mixed together Latin style music along with Afro style music, and they put everything together with rock and roll. So that way you got a blend of everything. So it's sort of like the way Cubans got Cuban music.
Sure.
Put quite a blend on African style along with a Cuban style, and you come out with your style.
Right.
And so this mixture over here was just, I just can't understand why it hasn't gone bigger than where it has. But then again, sometimes you just don't get that Latin style music all over. But if you look at statistics, it should be.
Right.
South America, you got Spain, you got all these places that do play a flavor. But the rock and roll style was basically through East LA. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's cross between those music styles of music.
Right. Yeah. Just to give you an idea, if you ever wanted to go ahead and try it out, then there's a thing called a Brown Eyed Soul. It's a CD, 3 sets. It's got three CDs in it. It's released by Rhino Records. But it has all the Chicano rock style, the major ones that are out there. Richie Valens, We Belong Together, La 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 by the Blandells, Queen of My Heart, you have to have that one. Farmer John, of course. Hey, Senorita, My Heart Cries Out. Anyways, then, of course, then you switch into El Chicano, Tierra, the Pachuco Hop, the Penguins, Land of a Thousand Dances by the Headhunters.
Yes.
It's a real nice flavor, real good. In today's world, we'd say the people that understand or feel that kind of music, I always see their name mentioned at Jazz and Heritage Show over in New Orleans every year. I think they get invited all the time, but it's the Los Lobos.
Yeah, they're big.
They go out there and they do that styling, and they give you a flavor of each from La Bamba onto these other styles of music using the flavor. And a friend of mine, Jason, he plays for the 44s also, but he's a drummer there, and then they take him usually on the road. So usually when I see Jason, I have a good time. We get a chance to talk about quite a bit of different musical adventures. So, if you're out there, you run into a younger kid playing the drums, that's Jay.
That's cool.
Jason, just say hi.
Yeah, Los Lobos, they're
Los
still
Lobos.
out. They're still going.
Right, yeah. Yeah. And, just say hi to him. He'll enjoy that. Yeah, another person I run into out there from back then and still playing today here, he's getting a double bypass right now,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk to him again. Last time we seen him, we were at, where were we? Paula Indian Reservation. He was playing over there, putting on a concert, and had a chance to talk to him. It was a sad time, though. His brother had passed. And
Who was it?
Yeah, Ramon Banda. Yeah, part of the Banda brothers. Played, last CD they put out together, I think, was with Joey DeFrancisco. This is switching over to jazz. But Ramon Banda, he played with the Delgado brothers on the side here. So he was Delgado brothers' conga player. Conga player. And he just unfortunately passed. But last time I was talking to Tony there, he was still trying to struggle himself. I think he needs a kidney or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So it's in line, maybe whatever they have there is. He's not that healthy. He's a player for. He's been involved in a couple Grammys, but he played together with Poncho Sanchez. So. And there's Larry Sanchez out there, too. Yeah, I guess I run into quite a few different musicians all over the place now.
That's
what the show's all about here.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyways, when you're out there, you can't stay at home when you do something like this. Home is plan C maybe, or plan D of your weekend and excitement.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I get it from.
I got to stay home and I'll fall asleep anyway.
Gotta go where the action's at.
That's right. You got to go out there. There's something out there all the time.
That's right.
Then I did want to mention, too, for that style of music, the East LA style of music and all that kind of thing was actually the La Mirada. It was La Mirada swap meet, but now it's Santa Fe Springs swap meet every Sunday. These performers are out there. A lot of them played with the original players back in the day. Mm-hmm. And they got the horns, you got the whole setup. You can't beat it. You know, just it's a pretty expensive to drink beer, but $9 a bottle. But aside from that, right? It's only $1.50 to get in. So what the heck?
That's right.
You can't beat it. It's
funny.
Good
so
stuff.
they had bands going on back in that day, your day.
No, not in that
meet?
band. I was just thinking about now when I brought them up to date.
Yes.
There's a lot of them that are still with us, and unfortunately, there's quite a few that are not with us anymore. And then as time goes on, when you get my age, boom, people take off to that big place in the sky and set up a jam session elsewhere. But some of the ones that are still surviving, they're out there, and you could just see it. So it's flowing out of their body, and it's just a wonderful experience of for that kind of thing. And I'm sure there's plenty of places around. That's really the reason I love New Orleans. Mm-hmm. New Orleans, you get that feel, you get that good spirit, and it's a variety of different sounds, and everybody's these are people that have that kind of feel,
right?
And that kind of feeling is really what cures you. Mm-hmm. Whatever's bothering you, whatever, you could take a break from that problem. And it's music is extremely healing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'll get into that healing part of music another time, but for right now we're just running down this portion. But
all right,
in another portion we'll get into the healing power of music, and it's everyone in the world should know about the healing power.
That's right.
And it's there, Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah.
And on that note?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good note.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
It's a good message, and we will be following up and talking about that experience.
All right. Good enough.
All right. Well, let's do it.
All right. Here you go.
Well, once again,
voila.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the show.
All right.
Look forward to the next one. All right.
Thank you now, sir.
Yeah.
All right.